Hello punters, welcome to another Saturday preview of today's racing. Sorry about the late upload, been quite busy recently, but looking forward to getting into it. I thought I'd still get the video out there, hopefully some of you can get onto it before the race gets started today. Big day up at Rose Hill and down at Caufield. There's also, I'm looking at a few of the races in Doomben as well. There's good cards starting up there, obviously their winter carnival starting up very soon, so looking forward to that, trying to get some a bit of a head start on some of their races, keep an eye on some good ones coming through the ranks in Queensland. So we're going to start off with the Caufield meeting. Race number one's a mare's benchmark 90 over the 1100 metres. Bit of an interesting race this one. There's a few not nice chances in this, few good horses. For me personally, I've landed with number 3, Grey Shadow, for Kiramar Dave Eustis, the former Weir galloper. Looks very hard to beat. Should be able to sell just off speed. I mean, the only concern I have is that they may slacken off the speed in the race. I still think Grey Shadow is the best horse in the race. Goes great first up stats. Enjoys running at the track as well. It's had the 2 wins here from 4 starts, so I think it's a great chance to get off to a good start. I've got number 1 all over Bossa Nova for Philip Stokes in for second. This horse just come down from Sydney, ran a few nice races there, only finished 0.4 of a length off Easy Eddie, which I think is superior form to these. So if she can get a good time in the lead, she'll be proved very hard to run down. So definitely got to have her in for second. I was very much tossing up between the two, which ones have on top, so perhaps the Quinella play might be the way to go with those two. I think they're definitely the two to beat. Number 6, Josephine C. I thought its run at Sandown on the hillside track was quite good, finished behind Big Reel, who just sort of snuck away over the 1000 metres, but it really closed off nicely. It was sitting on the fence and I just sort of got out late. It was really well back that day, got backed right into $2.30 favourite, so I had a lot of supporters. My only concern is that it hasn't won at this track before. It's run here 4 times, only had the 1 placing, so that's probably my one concern with her. But great odds to find out. I mean, she's paying good amount, so I'd definitely be having her in for the trifecta's first 4s. I also like number 5, My Biddy, with Craig Williams aboard for Doug Harrison, former Tasmanian galloper. Resumed well at the Santa Lakeside run. It stayed up front, got run down real late by Miss Vixen, which was a tip of mine that day. That was I thought it was her race to win. Get the weight swing this time. My Biddy was carrying 57 that day, now carries 54, while My Vixen had 55 and now 54. So I think that weight swing might make all the difference, and the fact that they might go a bit slow up front, I think I can see My Biddy being in the finish. But if you're looking to play the early quaddie, not running double or anything like that, or even the first 4, I'd definitely be putting My Vixen in to box up, because I think she'll be rocking home, being the finish as well. So just recap the numbers for the first. Number 3, Grey Shadow, I think just has the slightly better horse than all over Bossa Nova, but all over Bossa Nova, got to respect the form line behind Easy Eddie. I think that's superior form to this. Number 6, Josephine C for 3rd, and number 8, My Biddy for 4th. Race number 2, 2000 metres, benchmark 78. Pretty good race this one. I really did struggle to narrow it down to a few options. Bit of a wide leg to start the quaddie off if you're playing the early quaddie. I sort of landed with Lord Godolphin. I was quite keen on it first up at Flemington back in March, and it ran okay. I thought it wasn't too bad of a run over the mile. It closed off quite nice behind Prometheus. And second up here, up to 2000 metres, barrier 1, I think it's a good chance to win at the $13 odds. I'm definitely keen to take it. If a second, I have number 12, Grinzinger Star. I thought that was a great run to beat the short price favourite in Mr. Quickie at Caufield here a few weeks ago. I thought that was an outstanding run to come over the top late. This horse has run in some great races previously. I mean, some great 3-year-old races last prep. Obviously, then went and ran the Derby behind Extra Brute at Flemington. So, I mean, they obviously, Daniel Bryan obviously had a good opinion of it. Gelded now, I think it's ready to go. I think it could definitely be within the finish. it's been well backed as well, so definitely keep a good eye on that. Number 14, Birth of Venus, in for third. Again, this is a former Irish horse. Probably might even go even better over further, but again, I thought its effort was okay behind Think Blue. Just stuck on. Only finished 2.3 lengths off. Wasn't the worst, and then obviously finished behind 1.9 lengths off Winkleman at Mooney Valley to start prior. I just think it's now up to 2,000 metres, and this is exactly the sort of distance it would like. And again, that's paying some decent odds, to put in for the trifecta. I also have number 5, Ryan's Fender. I think this horse, Matt Kamani, has been travelling really well. Has had a bit of a rest since March at Mooney Valley, when it won very well by 3.3 lengths. That was an impressive win at Mooney Valley. So I think it's got to definitely be in there for a chance. Big concern about barrier 11, but sort of respect that there's a few other players you can put in. I wouldn't be leaving Main Stage out. I know it hasn't produced its best form in a little while, but it was a little bit disappointing at Sandown and Hillside Track. But it's a quality gallop, and it could easy return to form, and it's paying $16. I mean, definitely can't leave it out in my opinion. But and Diva Nation's a bit of the query. Maccabi Divas foal, the 4-year-old mare for Tony McVoy, won quite nicely at Geelong. Just got up late, and I think the 2,000 metres, first time stepping out, his troop might relish it. So I'm definitely putting that in if you're playing wide with first fours. So just to recap the numbers, I had number 8, Lord Godolphin, on top. I had number 12, Grinzing a Star, in for second. I had Birth of Venus in for third, number 14, and in for fourth, I had number 5, Ryan's Fender. Race number 3, over the mile, benchmark 84. Look, deep race again, this one. This looks quite difficult to read. I landed with number 12, Sir Pippin, for Chris Waller. I thought its win was quite good at Yarra Glen. Now, you might look at that and might think, Yarra Glen form, how can you weigh that up? Benchmark 70 there going to an 84. But for me, I thought there was a really good win. It came over the top late, chased out Miramar, who I actually have a good opinion on Miramar. I think that form out of that race actually isn't that bad. And I think $10 is a pretty good price to take. I mean, this horse, obviously going to get better over further. Won over 2,400 metres in Britain over a similar sort of 70 rated races. So, and then obviously it went up to 2,600. Ran a third there in a stronger race. So I think it's got a little bit of ability, and I really liked what I saw in that win. I thought it was a real good win to close them down and win that race. So I've got in on top. Number 12, Sir Pippin. In for second, I've got number 11, Angelucci. I think it's a good chance this Lloyd Kennewell Gallic finished just fine in Inchferry, and I think it can reverse that fall. I think it was a good run. Only just finished off at Inchferry, and got a good time in the lead, and really gave a good kick and was rock hard fit. And I think Angelucci can get the better of it this time round. In for third, I do have number 6, Inchferry. I think that those two will be right in the finish. Again, as I was just sitting off the pace and really swept past one quite nicely, and Angelucci was flashing late. I'm pretty careful not to take the whole form of, you said the sweeper come in and you'd automatically draw yourself to it. I still think the Inchferry run was quite good, and I'd definitely be putting it in for the top 3. And number 10, Handsome Return, for Will Clark and coming across from Moorfield. I thought that was a very good win to beat Flop by 2.8 lengths. That was it was really impressive, and I think it's coming over here to really have a bit of a assault on this race, and I think it can definitely be within the finish. Number 9, Prometheus, I don't have it in, but I think it's a good chance of being the finish. Obviously, it's the 280 favourite. A bit of a concern that huge break between runs, obviously, as impressive as it was, I just, not sure what's been going on there. I just think the long break, I'd rather take it on for today. So just to recap the numbers, number 12, Sir Pippin on top. Michael D, for me, he might have a nice day to start the day. I've got him on the, had him in the race prior with Lord Godolphin, so he could get off to a good start of the day with a double here. Number 11, Angelucci, in for second. In for third, number 6, Inchueri, and number 10, Handsome returning for fourth. And as I said, if you're playing a wide first four, you've got to have the favourite in. I've just got that little query about it. And also number 1, Lord Camelot for Bus and Young, resuming here from France. Ran some great group races and 3-year-old races over there. Definitely looks to have a lot of ability. Looks like its best is going to be over further. But definitely could perform in the miles. So if you're playing again first fours and even the early quality, I'd have to have it in. I could see it being a knockout chance at $23. So I couldn't put in my numbers. Still a bit of a query over the 1600, but definitely could be a chance. Race number 4 at Caufield is a 3-year-old fillies race. Really nice race. There's some real good talented types in this. For me, I landed on top with number 3, Shawnee. I think this horse, Chris Wyler, has turned the table. Had a pretty good spruik on it. Was quite disappointing last preparation up at Sydney. It's now then came out at the Randwick Kensington track and was quite good in a nice win there. And I think it just might have a bit of a scope for improvement. And I think definitely looking to take that sort of horse at a good price. Number 1, Princess Jenny in for second. Look, no knock on this horse. I've been a big rap for this horse. Gave it a good chance at Moonee Valley when it won the Dynamic Print, the Alexandra Stakes. I thought that was a very nice win to sweep over the top of him. They've David Bradoyax has he's kept this horse. I noticed it was nom for Sydney a few weeks ago. They decided not to take it up onto the heavy track and has kept it for this run here. So bit of an interesting query there. If it didn't draw barrier 13, I would have had it on top. Just a little bit of a query with that one. In the third, I do have number 2, Music Bay. I think I can see why people want to take it on. I mean, its run was almost too good to be true. I mean, $1.60 favourite. That's how you want them to win. Last start at the Hillside track. I didn't think it beat much there, but before that, it was beat just by Teach and Dancer at Mornington, and I think Teach and Dancer is quite a nice horse, and then it was beaten by our Gladiator, who just gave a great kick up on speed. Proved hard to run down. I mean, this horse last prep finished by Smart Melody, who was the real boom horse at the time. Finished 4.2 lengths off Avitriety. So I mean, it's got the ability. I think it's definitely got to be within a chance. And in for fourth, I've got number 4, Kings Brook. I'm paying $26. I think that's massively over the odds. I mean, it was a little bit disappointing at the Lakeside track, but before that, it was really good beating Miss O'Malley. Miss O'Malley's gone on with it, won a couple of races since and been quite well placed. So I think it can return to form. Barrier 1, I think that's definitely the horse to watch at $26. Again, if you're playing wide, I can see number 6, Kaviki being in the finish. Thought it was quite good on speed. It was only just run down late at the Sandown Hillside track. I think number 9, Nasur Viducha, is paying big odds. Look, it's been disappointing at the Sand Lakeside track, but I'll just keep coming back to that run on Oaks Day when it beat Japur at Flemington. That was a great run. I just think $71 doesn't seem right to me for that horse. Another one that I've got to keep a clean eye on is number 12, Collectible. That horse really won nicely at Sale. This horse obviously went into the Oaks, finished behind Aristia, and before that was 3.3 legs off Very Elegance. That's quite good form. Obviously, it'll probably do a little bit better further, but I like that run over the 1400 metres. I think it can improve here and will be in the finish. It got a bit of a query on Our Hot Date. I mean, that was won quite well at Pakenham. Been a few horses come out of that race to win since, and only carrying the 51 kilos, so I think it could be a chance. So this is a bit of a hard leg to take if you're looking at a quaddy. You've got quite a lot of chances. I mean, I'd be putting in, probably six or 7. I'd probably be putting in even 8. I mean, it's a real wide leg. It's very hard to take. But for me, I just had to narrow it down. Number 3, Shawnee on top. Number 1, Prince Chetty in for second. Number 2, Music Bay in the third. Number 4, Kingsbrook in the fourth. So I've got the top 4 in the market as the main chances. Race number 5, halfway through the program, last leg of the early quaddie. I reckon it can go quite skitty here. So while we're playing wide that race 4, the third leg, we can definitely narrow it down for this one here. So for me, I actually like number 5, Ollivander on top. I just think there's a lot of speed in this race, and it might get the chance to charge home from the back. Draws to get probably a bit of cover and might be able to sweep around the outside of the field. I just think it's a top chance. Stephanie Thornton on board gets the 2 kilo weight claim. Finished 3.7 lengths off Columbus Circle, over 1,000 metres. They haven't stepped it up to this distance so far, this prep. I think this is what's going to be the key, just getting up to that 1,200 metres. I think this horse can just get over the top. I mean, before that, it was quite good behind Algon Miss at Moonee Valley. Got a good opinion of that. It was only just behind Fine Dane, so was there or thereabouts. Obviously, last start just got caught a bit flat-footed coming from the back, and really did come over nicely to the line behind Columbus Circle. So I think it's a good chance here. $18. I think it's way over the odds. We're definitely having a look at that for a spec. In for second, number 2, More Than Exceed for Phil Stokes. This horse won very nicely upon resuming, beat high ratio that day on speed. And so I'm a bit worried about the speed map. I'm not sure how it will go, but it does have barrier 2, so we'll get that inside running and should be within the finish. I think this horse might be able to kick away from some of the on-speed horses that will be contesting. Number 4, high ratio in for third. I think it's a great chance. It was a good win last start, finishing over the top. It was a powerful win and beating Colton Halo, who I think got a high opinion of. That looks like a good horse, and obviously only just finished behind More Than Exceed, but high ratio, if they take that back in the field and get it to sweep home, that might be the way to go, and I think it could be in the finish. Number 1, Poised Strike in for fourth. Just not sure how it's going, Poised Strike. I mean, beating the stronger races, went up to Rose Hill, was beaten by Crone that day. It was beaten by Tuberbium on Blue Diamond Day at Caufield in the Munro. Oh, sorry, that was in the Zeddy Stakes. Sorry, that one. Before that was only 1.4 lengths or Tin Hats. So I mean, return to that form might see it go close. I'm just not sure how it's going. I couldn't put it in on top, but I've got to leave it in there because I mean, you never know. It really could get up in this sort of race. And for me, the only other runner that I'd be sort of looking at, there'd be 2 others. I think number 8, Morris, is a bit of a query runner at 52 kilos, come out from Ballarat Class 1, but it's got a little bit of a bit of scope for improvement. Carry 52 kilos, I think it might be a bit of a chance. And number 6, Aperitif, is within a chance as well. I could see it returning to form. So yeah, just to recap the top 4. For me, I'd be looking at Ollivander each way. I think that's a great bet for this race. In for second, I've got number 2, More Than Exceed. In for third, number 4, High Ratio. In for fourth, number 1, Poised Strike. Race number 6, the 3-year-old fillies race. This is a cracking race. Very deep field to start the quaddie. For me, though, I've landed on top with... hang on, let's get that back up. Well, I was quite keen on Fidelia, but it's been scratched, I've seen. So my next pick in the market was number 1, Thrillster. I thought its jump out was fantastic. Look, it's got the wide barrier to deal with, but there's a lot of speed in the race, and I think it will go back in the field, and it could really run on nicely. So, I mean, this horse was really there or thereabouts in the spring. Ran some great races. Only finished 0.9 of a length off Sunlight. Beat Hummer, who's there's only a length off Smart Melody, 2 lengths off Ampetroi. Look at some fantastic horses there. So I think if it's to come back in any bit of form, it could win this race for sure. In for second, I have number 6, Thine Is The Power. I think it's a great chance in this race. It was quite good behind Causeway Girls. Very unlucky not to win up the Flemington Straight. I could really see it going close here. Barrier 14, a little bit of a concern like Thrillster with Barrier 13, but again, I think it's a horse that'll sit maybe just off the pace and be able to use that to come in. Might even come from the back like it did at Flemington. Now, in for third, I've got number 9, Golden Halo. That'll be on the speed, but again, I thought its run was quite good. High ratio only just got it late. Definitely get better third up here. I think definitely up for some improvements, so I've got to have it in. In for fourth, sorry, I've got another horse that will be on pace, number 14, Tofane. Now that run was off the charts at Ballarat. That was a sensational maiden win. Absolutely smashed them. As you expect, $1.40 shot to do, but this horse got some good breeding, and I think it's got a bit of ability. And the time from that race, really was quite impressive. Look, I could get into it at $4 coming off a maiden, but it's definitely within a chance. A few other wide runners I would tell me is a chance. Shows its best form. Colossus definitely a good chance. I'll be looking to add them in if you're playing it in the first leg of the quad. It's a bit of a wide leg for this one, but on top, number 1, Thrill Stuff for me. In for second, I have number 6, Thine Is the Power. In for third is number 9, Golden Halo, and in for fourth was number 14, Tofane. Race number 7, second leg of the late quaddie, is a Group 3, the Victorian Handicap. Number 7, Manolo Blahnik for me. I think this horse just wins. It's probably the bet of the day at Caufield for me. Was very good closing in behind Nantali at Caufield. A few runs have come out of that race, but it's very confident that day. I think in terms, there was the sweepers looked like they were coming on in that race, whereas he stuck on the inside and was quite good. I thought. I'm willing to give it another chance, and I'm willing to take $2.60. I think it can really has the benefit on this race. In for second, I do have number 2, Fast Tempest. Didn't have any luck in that run behind Nantali, and its third up stats are fantastic, so I'd definitely be putting that in with a chance. I really was tempted to put it on top, but I think Manolo Blahnik is that good of a thing. Got it in for second. In for third, number 3, Streets of Avalon. Very consistent horse. It was ran quite nice in that race. Was very good at Mornington the start prior. If it gets a nice time in the lead, it might be able to give a good kick away. The other horse that might get a good time in the lead is number 4, Saccone, for Johnny Sadler. Loves running at this track, and I think it's a great chance to be in the finish as well. So for me, I'd be playing quite skinny in this leg of the quad. I think Manolo Blahnik you can take. I'd be putting in Fast Tempest with the third up stats, and I'd also be putting in number 3, Streets of Avalon. I think it's a consistent horse and might just have the better of Saccone. So I'll be looking at having those 3 in the quaddie leagues. So that's my numbers for race number 7. Race number 8, Group 3, Easter Cup. The feature of the day. This looks quite a good field, and again I'm going to land myself at number 8, Plain Ciel. I'm going to give it another shot. I love this horse. It's consistent at Caufield. Loves running here. It was very close behind Mahamadeus. Last week, the quick backup's a massive interest for me. Got to have it in to win this race. I think the step up 2,000 metres will suit. Might get got the barrier 1, so it's going to need a little bit of luck, but I think it's a great chance if it gets out, runs home well. In for second, I've got number 5, Furion, for Hayes and Davenink. I just thought it didn't really handle that run at Bendigo where it went around at $6. Was quite keen to that day. Just got caught at the back and just never was able to come into the race. Coming back to Caufield where it runs well here, it's had a win and a place from 2 starts. I think it'll be much better this start this time round. I've definitely got it in with a chance stepping up to the 2,000 metres. In for third, I have number 11, She's Dashing. They decided to run it here instead of taking it up to Rose Hill. Was quite good in closing behind Alabretto. I give Alabretto a great chance up there at Rose Hill. So I think I've got to have it in for a good chance. And number 6, Odeon, in for fourth. Could get a nice time on the speed if they elect to take it forward, which I'd say they probably will, or they might sit it just here behind the speed. And I mean, this horse is often hard to catch. It doesn't rarely win, but it does race its best here at Caufield, and I think it could possibly return a winning form. The other one I'm keen on is Octobello if you're playing the quaddie, and number 14, Alpharus, for Hayes and Davenink, having its second run in Australia, was quite good behind Bell's Joyce and over the mile at Moorfield. I could see it being running a good race, stepping up 2,000 metres. So just to recap the numbers for. I can also see Night's Watch running well. Just hasn't really produced this prep. It's been disappointing. I've been really a massive follower of Night's Watch, but I just couldn't put it in the numbers for today. So just to recap the numbers: number 8, Plain Ciel on top. In for second, number 5, Furion. In for third, number 11, She's Dashing. And in for fourth, number 6, Odeon. Last race of the card, 1,200 metres, open race. Number 3, Addictive Nature, looks the bet of the day for me at Caufield. I think this horse has got so much ability. Resumes with Danny O'Brien here, was fantastic behind Brave Song at Caufield. Has had a bit of a spell between them. He's got the tongue tie on. I just think this horse has got so much ability. If you look before that, its prep in at Rose Hill and Ramwick. I mean, it finished 1.5 lengths off Trapeze Artist, and then it was just finished 2 lengths of Endless Drama. So I mean, that's top group form. That is very good form. I think it'll be too slick for him here, and it's definitely got to be on top for me. In for second, I do have number 5 Super Hard. Could be rattling home from the back. They've been holding this horse out, waiting for the right race, and it was disappointing as a favourite behind Desert Lash, but just didn't handle the track at Moonee Valley. I think coming back to Caufield will definitely suit it and should be able to come on and really finish over the top of them. I think it is a great chance. Number 8 Haunted in for third. The James Cummings Galloper was resuming, was quite a nice jump out. It has great fresh stats, 2 from 2 first up, so it's definitely going to be in the finish. Number 4 Chauffeur. I think that it chased on okay first up behind Vanderpur, and I can see it being in the finish as well. Number 1 $1 for dollar. Got to add that into the quaddy if you've got it in. It's a class horse, the race. Just think it's looking for 1400. So just to recap the numbers. Number 3 Addicted Nature. I think this is a good thing. Number 5 Super Hard in for second. Number 8 Haunted in for third, and number 4 Chauffeur in for fourth. So good luck at Caufield. I'll be coming back with my preview of Rose Hill, and I'll be also doing the Doomben preview in that race. I'm doing the main races up there at Doomben. I've got a few good bets for that one, so stay tuned. I'll be uploading that video very shortly. Thank you.